And Jim Carrey, you know better. Now you know better. Like, y'all coming in, like the video, subscribe to the channel, man. Jim Carrey know better, man. Sit over here doing this mess, trying to expose Hollywood. How dare him expose them and tell their secrets? How dare he? Over here putting out tongue sign talking about Illuminati. How dare he uncover the truth? It ain't his business. Oh, he just mind his business. Ain't, man. Listen, man. That's what they want him to do. That's what they want Jim Carrey to do. They want him to mind his business. They want him to shut up. You know. Now, if this was anybody else talking, making a video, if I'm just a YouTuber, conspiracy theorist, shall I say, just making a regular old YouTube video about the industry, they wouldn't care. They wouldn't care what I have to say, even if it's the truth. No. People like Jim Carrey, somebody with fame attached to their name, somebody that has fed them spoon and fork at the table with all the fine dinings of luxury, of fame and fortune. Somebody of that stature, and he starts speaking like that, like how the way Jim Carrey speaking, oh, you best to believe. And sensei means best to believe. That's my rock impersonation. They're going to try to come after you. Now, they're saying that Jim Carrey is being cloned. Now, that's just far from the truth. What I believe, I don't think that they cloned Jim Carrey. I mean, is it a possibility? Yes, it is. But now they're saying that Jim Carrey is not cloned. I mean, first he's cloned, then he's not cloned, and then they're saying that Jim Carrey, has somebody impersonating him, wearing a mask, because Hollywood, and with these days, you can make anyone look like anybody. They can have these masks molded into faces, into actual real faces of people, and have you believe that they're that person. Hollywood can do that. Oh, but best believe. Because this molded of a mask that they're trying to say that an impersonator of Jim Carrey was wearing at this award show, and people was wondering, like, saying in whispers, that's not Jim Carrey, that he's being cloned. And so now they're saying that it's an impersonator that's impersonating Jim Carrey that's wearing that mask just to try to make it seem like, okay, people weren't so crazy after all. Like, it really was a person that was underneath, saying that they're Jim Carrey when we know that it wasn't, because through the pictures, as you can see, clearly that's not Jim Carrey. So clearly, no shit that's not Jim Carrey, right? So by that being said, they're trying to really think they can be slick and try to make people seem as if that we know that we're right the whole time. We already know that. But they're trying to make it seem like as if, like, okay, they found out that this is a clone. So, or this could be somebody that's a lookalike. So let's just say that, hey, this is a mask that's being molded and made, and this person, it was impersonating Jim Carrey. There you go. No. Bring your ass back. You're not going to get away out that easy. We already knew that. We already knew that something was off. We already knew that, and we had speculation that it could be a clone. And now they're coming out saying that somebody was, wearing a mask molded into Jim Carrey's face and have people, thinking like it's Jim Carrey when we knew it wasn't. So now, here's the thing. So now that was all that we already knew that, where is Jim Carrey? Is Jim Carrey playing a joke on everyone? Is he saying, is he trying to, cause all this ruckus just to, for media attention? Like, Jim Carrey, clout chasing? That don't even sound right in the same sentence. Jim Carrey, clout chasing. Jim Carrey, media attention whore. That don't sound like nothing Jim Carrey would do to keep his name out there, wouldn't he? Only thing he had to do is just pop up if he want people to know it's him. Like, hey, bitch, I'm Jim Carrey. I'm out. I'm at an award show. Here you go. Take a picture. Shut the fuck up. Like, he can easily, pop out an award show and, have one of those rants. But he's not. And now it's starting to make people scratch their heads again. It's starting to make people think, like, okay, since we already knew that this was a lookalike and that it really wasn't Jim Carrey, so where is the real Jim Carrey, and is it really a clone? Now it kind of goes back to that question, because something's just not right. Now, Jim Carrey, again, as I was saying, he always did a lot of Illuminati exposing, situations when he used to call on to these talk shows. And he used to do the whole symbols of where I've never seen that tongue symbol. That's something new. I've never seen that before. But he did like this little triangle shape with his hands, like there's in the pyramid, and he had his tongue out. And, while he was forming this triangle with his hands, he had his tongue out in the midst in between the triangle, to make it, to form as in some sort of type of satanic symbol or something like that. And I believe him. I believe him. I definitely believe that that's one of the symbols. But like I said, there's a thing. Who is Jim Carrey to be, covering all these, all these secrets? But why is Jim Carrey uncovering all these secrets? I mean, these are the questions that some people will want to know, want to have the answers, to be answered to. And to wondering why, is Jim Carrey doing this? I mean, HollyWeird stopped calling him. Did he stop getting the phone calls? All of a sudden started, go from ring, 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 ring. Jim Carrey's on the line. Jim Carrey's on the line. Ring, 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 ring. Until it just started slowing down. Ring, ring, ring. Jim Carrey's on the line. Ring, ring, ring. Jim Carrey's on. They just start slowing up. The calls and the rings start slowing. And that's why Jim Carrey decided to out HollyWeird and say all what they've been doing. I mean, because we've seen that so many times over the years when, when they stomach gets to growling again, they want to start exposing. I mean, instead of just exposing while you're hot, you want to wait till you start getting cooling off a little bit. Cool it down. You got to cool it down. Oh, my. You about to lose control. You got to cool it down. Once you start cooling down, that's when you want to start exposing. I mean, I don't respect that. But I mean, hey, fuck it. I mean, what you got? You know what I'm saying? Let's hear something. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you really don't want to hear, but like, motherfucker, what you got? What you got to say? I mean, I hear you. Let me hear something. What? So it's kind of like put you in those moods. If you somebody on the other side and all of a sudden you hearing celebrities, wanting to expose HollyWeird and, rituals and all that shit that ain't got nothing to do with them, but they just care to just tell the world when on their time, when things starting to cool it down, you got to cool it down. When things start cooling down and that microwave ain't as hot no more, now they want to go start chirping like a bird. I don't respect that, but hey, to each his own. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, the question is Jim Carrey's case, I don't think that's his case because Jim Carrey's white. He's not just a regular white man. This is a white, well off. You know what I'm saying? When I say well off, y'all, I mean wealthy. White man that don't need nothing from nobody. Jim Carrey has made his name stamped in the game for a long time. And this ain't just no regular money. This is Jim Carrey, white Caucasian / European money. I think Jim Carrey European. But if he's not, oh well. But can't have nobody like him saying nothing like this. We gotta shut him up. So this leads to everything that is going on, man. It is leading to everything that we are now witnessing with Jim Carrey. Some people saying R.I.P. to Jim Carrey, already killing the man off. But I mean, with HollyWeird and with people like him saying something and just, going on a continuous tangent, if I could say. I mean, you just never know how things can really unfold. But I don't think Jim Carrey is dead. And the reason why I don't think he's dead is because they would have never came out and said that somebody's impersonating him or looking like him, underneath a mask. They wouldn't even made that even a thing for people to believe, even though people already believe and have their, own thoughts of whether Jim Carrey, that's a clone or not. We already know that, but they're not finna feed into it, Because sometimes people could just be saying stuff just to try to speak into existence to make others believe it, so they ain't finna fall into that trap. Like Hollywood wouldn't allow nobody, I feel, to fall into a trap of believing it if it was true, that it is a clone. They're not finna feed into it, right? And make you believe like, see, I knew it was the truth. Like, they don't want no I told you so's going on when they're already, their business in Hollywood's already going to a decline as we speak, as far as what the, with the jobs and, and things like that and opportunities in the film industry. So they're not finna feed off into that. That was the true thing. I just think they just silenced Jim Carrey. And when I mean silenced, I mean, they got it to the point to where he better not say nothing. And I'm going to just leave it at that. You know the rest. You better not say nothing or else. That's what I think. If not, Jim Carrey, come out, bring your ass out and say something. Let the people know that you're still here. If they let them do that much. Sensei Reality TV, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll let y'all later, man. One love. Y'all already know the rest.